Welcome to T2T with Tom Pfeiffer and Ty Martin.
All right, guys, welcome back. Episode 11.
Episode 11. We've already
11.
11. Come
Yeah,
on. We've done 10 so far.
Yeah, we've done 10. Yes, that's correct. Just a couple stats if you want to. I'm just going to bring up a couple stats here.
Sepp Straka, yeah, I know you're going to bring it back up. I know. I'm going to hear about this for like probably 5 more episodes.
Straka finished first the Truist Tournament.
I don't like this guy so much right now. I'm so sick of this guy already, and I mean that in the nicest possible way, Sepp.
But yeah, so Sepp Straka made $3.6 million, and most of our followers and listeners probably made just as much by betting against yours truly, Ty, and picking Sepp Straka.
Well, if you followed what I told you in the last episode 10, I said whatever we vote against or whatever we vote for somebody else. So if you followed and listened, congrats. If you run into me, I'll have a beer.
Yeah. I picked Morikawa. He finished 17th. And who knows what you picked, so
I don't even it was in the same group of the first day. Once I saw Sepp, when you sent me that text when he was in second, I was like, I don't even care what I picked anymore. I already forgot.
I'm like, of course. And when I was looking at the stats and I'm like in the leaderboard, I'm like, of course, Sepp is second place on Saturday. I'm like, of course.
Yeah.
I called that too. Like, I'm like, hey, Sepp Straka, guys.
Yeah. My good thing my shoes are clean. They didn't taste that bad, but they didn't taste good.
But yeah, so Sepp got first, Justin Thomas second. I mean, he's in, Justin Thomas has been, kind of finishing pretty well in these last couple of tournaments. Shane Lowry, Tommy Fleetwood, Patrick Cantley, Cameron Young, Rory, seventh, place. Keith Mitchell, Schauffele was 11th.
You just love that guy, don't you? Or do you just like saying his name?
I love saying his name, Schauffele. And then Ricky Fowler. There you go. There's a Ricky Fowler sighting at 15. So there you go. He made $350,000. And then one of my favorites and kind of a similar swing style is Tony Finau, tied with Ricky in 15th. But let's just look on the bottom here.
I was just gonna say, let's look at the bottom of the barrel.
69th is Nick Dunlop, and he made $38,000.
$38,000. Well, that's $18,000 more than the last tournament. Wasn't $20,000 the last one?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think it was like 22 or 20. Yeah, something.
I think right around there. I mean,
whatever. It's a couple grand here and there.
Right.
It's K's fee.
So I definitely had to eat crow when I saw that Straka won, but it's
yeah.
I'm gonna pick I'm gonna pick Scotty Scheffler for this week. So
I would. I'd pick him. I mean,
you've already picked him numerous times. Come on.
Well, I know dude. He's like Tiger Woods right now. The last 2 years, he is like Tiger Woods. You always have to pick him to win it. I mean, he's such a good ball striker, and the way he hits the ball with his moving feet and body is insane. And how consistent he is at hitting the ball, and he's a very competitive guy. I mean, he always wants to win. Which I mean, obviously everyone wants to win, but you can see it in his eyes, when he's like,
right.
Let's.
And you said Straka was number 2 in standings
for
the FedEx Cup.
Oh, I haven't even looked at the FedEx Cup yet. Is he?
Sepp Straka's he's number 2.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
and it's Rory, Sepp, JT, Scheffler, and Novak is what PGA Tour is showing right now as of 2025 standings.
Okay. Yeah.
And okay, so You get to pick one. I get to pick one just off the top 5. And then we get to pick who we really think. Well, I wouldn't say really think,
Okay.
but
For the PGA Championship we're talking about here?
yes. So right now, as I'm looking at FedEx Cup standings, hold on. It says FedEx Cup playoff and eligibility points. Rory's number 1, Straka's 2, JT 3, Scheffler 4, Novak 5.
Yep.
So if you had to pick one of those to win this week, who would you take?
I mean, come on. Really?
Scheffler. I know.
But, Roy didn't do too hot. I mean, he did pretty well last tournament for the Truist Championship. Yeah.
Who the hell throws an I in trust to make it
know.
Truist? Come on, really?
Some rich billionaire.
Well, it sure as hell ain't me.
Ain't me either. I actually drove past one of those whatever insurance companies, whatever the Truist is. It was kind of interesting. I went down to Chicago the other day, so it was kind of interesting
cool.
to see. Yeah,
I'm gonna take Novak.
Okay, that's kind of interesting.
In both categories.
Oh, interesting. Well, I'm gonna pick Scheffler for both categories as well. No, actually, you know what? JT has been playing Jeez, he's been playing really well the last couple of tournaments as well. I like JT. I've been picking JT for a couple of times, and then of course when I don't pick JT, he wins the tournament. I think
Sepp Straka.
Straka. But I think Scheffler should be you can't pick him like anymore. He's like the Tiger Woods. He's gonna win it. So let's just pick a flyer here.
So he's blacklisted. We can't pick Scheffler anymore.
Yeah, I think so.
Unless we make a really good side bet.
Yeah, exactly. Like
hey, don't forget we don't bet on golf.
Yeah, we don't. So, anyways, since I'm not betting on golf and I want to take a flyer here, JJ spot. Not again.
I'm sticking with Novak for both of them.
That's interesting. Okay, I don't really know a whole lot about Novak, to be honest. So,
yeah, I'm going to take him for both. I'm looking up to see what his tee time is to see who he's paired with for round 1 and 2.
It's very interesting. So you're picking him. He has one career win. He won this year, and top 10 has been 4 times. So he's been placed in the top 10 in the last 4 times. He's made 61 cuts out of 101. I'm just looking at all his stats. Lifetime, he's been in the top 10 11 times. Career, top 5 finishes 5 times. 3rd place twice and runner up twice, and then obviously he won this year, so that's why he's probably 5th in this FedEx. And he was 68th last year. So
he's the 7:44 tee time, which would be 8:44 our time, and it's Novak, Keegan Brandley, and Maverick McNeely.
Okay, there's some good names there. You love Keegan Bradley. So
I do like Keegan Bradley, and I have no rhyme or reason behind it, but I don't know. There's something about the guy. I mean,
he's like the comeback kid. He came back. So
when he's won, he's very humble, and I had some bad shots. He will say that I had some bad shots before he said I had some good shots.
Yeah,
and I guess that just kind of stands out to me because I mean, playing last weekend. I had a great round on Saturday last weekend, but I highlighted my bad shots before I highlighted my good shots. So maybe that's just me.
Yeah.
I mean, did you play last weekend?
No, I did not.
You did not golf last weekend?
But I'm golfing not this weekend, but the following weekend.
So you're gonna have 2 weekends off in a row?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I know.
Are you having surgery on something or?
No, I'm not. But you know what? Sometimes I have to take a couple of days off. I don't remember those bad habits You know, like how you like first play and you're like just amazing because you don't remember all the bad habits that you have accrued
Right.
throughout the season.
Right.
So that's basically I'm going to take a couple days off and hopefully I don't remember all of my bad shots anymore.
Fair enough. Fair enough. No, I shot a 75 on Saturday. I had one bad shot, but I got a lot of tree love and it kicked it back out in the fairway.
It's always, it's sometimes better to be lucky than good sometimes, right?
Well, I am definitely not lucky majority of the times when I go in the trees. And it's the hole I hate the most at Coachman's. But it kicked me back out in the fairway. I had a great second shot and then got it up on the green, 2-putted, walked away with par. And when I hit my tee shot, I was like, oh, well, here comes triple bogey. Saw that coming out of the gate and surprised myself. So hopefully get to carry that into next week. It was shot even on the front 9 and I was +4 on the back for a 75.
That's awesome, man. That's a great job. Yeah.
I chipped one in from like 40 yards out.
Wow.
On like hole 5, I think. And then on 9, I made a really long birdie putt from the fringe that put me back at even. And then back 9 was, it was normal golf. I mean, hit the ball well. I just I missed some putts that I should have made, but
Yeah.
I got to punch the clock in the morning, not go and
golf.
golf.
You didn't make it. You didn't make the PGA Championship. You didn't make it?
I just missed it. I just missed it. But
the qualifier. Damn it.
Yeah, I mean, I just missed it. The date, the time, and the event.
Well, you know what? This would be kind of interesting to see who shoots a 74 or worse. And you can be like, oh man, I can beat these professionals.
Yeah, losers. Well, and it was funny because when we got to the tee box, I was, back in one of our previous episodes, I was like, I'm going to play the different tees to see it. And I really think I'm going to do it now. I want to play the reds, the whites, and the blues. And just to see what the difference is and then take, as I've said numerous times, broken record, did I play well? Did I hit the ball well? Yeah. I shot a 79, same exact course a week or two ago, whenever it was. Yeah. And 79 and I played the whites, but I had a lot of mishits. Of mishits.
Okay.
So, I mean, is that, 4-stroke difference? Was that it? Because, I mean, I had the Savior chip in for birdie. I had the long putt for birdie. I made a lot of longer putts for that 75. When I shot the 79, I didn't hit the ball as well, but my approach shots were a lot closer. I was having 5 6-footers versus 15 16-footers. Not trying to use the same numbers there, plus 10 feet, but it was really different. I didn't have this, the putt that you should make versus the putt that, can you make?
Yeah. So those chip ins really help lower your score too. It's one of those like savior things, right? So you're off the green. You're like, okay, well, if I get close, maybe 2 putt. So that's 2 strokes that you basically saved yourself, right? By chipping it in, especially from 40 yards. I mean, that's really well done. So you probably saved yourself 4 strokes just from chipping those 2 in.
Yeah. And that chip in was actually a par 3. And I kind of towed my 4-iron a little bit. It was a longer par 3. I think it was 225-ish, give or take. And I towed it a little bit and I was off to the right and I hit the shot and I was like, oh crap, I just hit that way too hard. But I didn't. And it just hit just right, rolled up, and it was just going. I'm like, it's going to stop, an inch before the hole, but it hit the pin and dropped. And I haven't done that in a while. That was a good feeling.
Yeah, the famous Tiger Woods where he chips it in from the back of the green, downhill, crazy, and then all you see is a Nike swoosh, and then it just goes bloop, bloop. Yep.
Done. And
win the Masters, baby.
Yeah, it was a fun. It really was. It was a fun round. It was Lindsay and I, and then there was a single behind us, and he joined us. And
Nice.
I come to find out, I grew up with his cousin, so it's just kind of weird on how you run into people on the course that you got ties with, and his cousin and a couple other friends of ours. We had a lot of good times in high school.
Nice.
We all worked together, and he was asking me questions, and I was just like, "Oh, I can't answer that."
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Wink, wink.
Yeah, right. I cannot answer what you just asked me.
All right, so let's get back. That's awesome. That 74, man. That's pretty good stuff. +2 for the day. That's great.
75 plus 4 because it's a 35 and a 36.
Gotcha.
So
Okay.
75. So plus 4, but I mean it's definitely
really good.
It was a good round. I mean, we had good conditions too. So
yeah, that's awesome. But yeah, let's get back to the PGA Championship because we have.
We didn't get off topic there.
No, not at all. All right, let's just look at the whole package here. So very early in the morning. I mean, I don't know, like I can barely get up this early. 6:27. You have Thangali and Straka, which
and McGreevy.
McGreevy, which I mean, is McGreevy even decent? Like I haven't heard his name in a whole lot, so sorry, buddy.
I think he's a qualifier.
Okay, gotcha.
I'm pretty sure he's a qualifier. I've heard the name a few times. I'm pretty sure he's definitely qualifier. Yeah. I kind of like the 638.
Yeah, I know that looks really good.
Koepka, Fowler, and Lowry.
Yeah, that's a nice pairing. But who's gonna wake up that early to watch them though? That's the problem.
Not me. Well, I mean, I'll be up anyways to go to work. But I mean,
yeah.
It won't even have it. There won't even be coverage at that time yet.
No, I don't think so either.
But did you see the 649? Who's in it?
Phil Mickelson, Tommy Fleetwood, Jason Day. That's a good one. I mean, there's a bunch of good groupings. You got 7 o'clock, John Rahm, Patrick Cantlay, and Matt Fitzpatrick. I mean, that's a good one.
I honestly think that would be kind of a ho-hum group.
Yeah,
since we kind of adopted that saying after our outing last weekend. I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
I mean, is Phil going to come out playing to prove something, to be like, F you PGA, I'm going to kick your ass, and actually do it? Or is he going to try to come out and do it and just epically blow up?
No, he's done. I guarantee. You know what? You can mark me down +4.
All right, look at the 722. I'll let you announce the names. I'll just let you do it.
I love it. So we have Rory McIlroy.
Who's that?
I don't know, some player from Ireland.
Oh, okay. All right. Yeah, I think I've heard of him before.
I think he's one of those playing guys again. And then we have Sky Scheffler.
And
we have Xander Schauffele. So are the announcers going to mess it up? That's the question. So Thursday and Friday, are they going to say Scheffler or Scheffele? At least once or twice.
That's a good over/under.
Yeah,
that's a good over/under. Or are they just going to sit there? Or are they just going to be like, oh, Scotty's up or Xander's up, so they can just eliminate the mess up?
Ty, we do not bet in golf, so I don't know what over and under means. So
fine. We don't bet on golf. We don't bet on golf. I get it. But so are they just going to go by Xander and Scotty, so they don't have to worry about the Scheffler and the Schauffele?
Yeah, I bet you they will. Like, seriously, because look at the leader. Sometimes I like scan the leaderboard, and then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, Scheffler's. Oh, wait, no, that's Scheffele. I'm like,
so I will say that they will probably go by the first name. It will be Xander and Scotty.
Probably more than likely, yes. So they don't mess it up. But if we were doing over under, I would probably do 2.5. So then you can bet on the under if it's 2 or less, or then
Or
you can bet on the over if it's 3 or more.
well,
But we don't bet.
the problem is though they tee up at 7:22, and we won't get any. I don't think live coverage starts until 9.
Okay, I haven't looked at that yet.
So they're going to hit the over by 9 o'clock, and then
Yeah.
everybody's going to be like, "It's Xander or Scotty, one or the other. That's it. Stop it, you guys."
Well, I mean, if the announcers had their coffee or not, I mean, that's pretty early. I mean, 7:22, and at that time, isn't it 6:22 at qual?
8:20. They're an hour ahead.
Oh,
of us.
yeah, that's right.
They're an hour ahead of us. But what if they have the old good old Bob Euchre coffee?
Oh yeah,
A coffee mug, but Jack Daniels in it.
Jack next to it, you mean?
No, it was in it.
Yeah.
But yes, yeah. We're speaking the same language.
Yes.
Right,
I found the next group to talk about.
I was just gonna say, what do you got next?
Okay, so the 11:41 a.m. So if you scan down just a little bit.
Oh, I gotta scroll down.
Ruin, yeah, a little bit. 11:41, the Eric Von Ruin, and then you got your Michael Block.
Yeah, you got Black.
Yeah, do you think he's gonna, qualify again? And I mean, like, not this tournament, but like, is he gonna do well enough to qualify for the next tournament? That's what I meant.
I'm gonna say Black misses the cut.
Okay, is he gonna get a hole-in-one in front of Rory's face? That's the real question.
Unless it's a gopher hole, maybe.
But yeah, so Michael Block, so interesting guy.
I mean, nice. He's got exempt for what, 2 more years?
Yeah, but I think it's just for the PGA Championship, right? Unless I'm misspoken.
I cannot deny nor confirm. But I think he's got exempt for 2 more years. He's the pro down there.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm gonna say he misses the cut.
Okay. Is he gonna be with Phil Mickelson and missing the cut? That's what I'm guessing.
Do you think Phil's gonna miss the cut? You think he's gonna think he's gonna drop the ball that bad?
I think he's gonna blow up. I think he's too used to the live golf world.
Oh, I just did it.
Yeah, you did.
I want to say Phil makes the cut, but I don't think he's in the top 20.
All right, beverage it is. Beverage it is.
Maybe the top 10. I'll say Phil misses. He makes the cut, but he doesn't make the top 10.
Okay, I think beverage sounds good to me.
June 29th, that it's going to be nice and cold and it's going to taste really good.
Yes, it is. So what's up?
Go ahead, continue. Sorry.
I was just going to go down, keep on going down here. So 11:52, you got Lucas Glover, Max Homa, and Joaquin Niemann. Those guys, that's a good little grouping. I think Max Homa and Joaquin are basically the same type of player, so I think they'll feed off each other. The 12 o'clock, Terrell Hatton, Will Zalatoris. I hope that he comes back really strong. I'm rooting for him, man.
I'm just gonna cut you off and just say go straight to the 12-14.
Yeah, the Justin Thomas, Dustin Johnson, and Colin Morikawa.
Yeah, that's gonna be the one to watch.
Yeah.
I mean, for what's gonna be live TV.
Now here's one over under. The announcers mispronouncing Dustin and Justin.
I'm gonna go under on that one.
Yeah, you think so? Okay,
I'll go under on that one.
Or do you want to say Thomas and Johnson so they don't really mess it up?
Yeah, I'll go under on that one. But that's a very, very high powered three guys.
I haven't heard Dustin a whole lot though either. I know.
Look at the 1225.
Jordan Spieth, Patrick Reed, Ludwig Oberg. I like him too. That might be my dark horse right there.
I'm just gonna stick with Novak on both.
Okay.
I'm gonna even looking at all this, I'm still sticking with
Yeah.
it, and
I don't.
look at the 1247.
Well, wait, you skipped one that people would overlook too. The 1236,
Yeah,
Matsuyama, Clark, and Kim. I like Tom Kim. He's funny as hell. He's pretty good. If you ever watch Full Swing.
I've watched very little of that, but 1247,
Another-
DeChambeau, Hovland, and Woodland.
Yep.
There's a lot of firepower there too.
Yeah, that's good too. Yep. And then Sergio, you got Berger and Hanley, 58, which is okay. Justin Rose, Cameron Smith, Brian Harmon. Those are guys are in the mix the last couple times. So look out for that, the 109.
So should we Sepp Straka this and be like, this is who will not win?
I mean,
so
Cameron Smith, that's he's a good putter, man. If he has it hot, he might
yeah,
do
but we
something.
gotta see how the course is gonna be. Like you and I were talking beforehand.
Yeah.
There was a lot of rain going in there. Those greens are probably gonna be, maybe a
Slow.
little tricky on Thursday, Friday, and see what happens into Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see what happens, how wet this course is going to be. And like, is it,
Yeah.
here's a real question too. Is it going to be lift clean in place? If it's that, that wet, I mean, I've seen it done before,
Yeah.
maybe that Thursday, maybe that Friday, lift clean in place, probably Thursday, if anything. And then the rest would be playing it down. Playing it down basically means you can't lift clean in place. And those who are not familiar with the rules of golf, lift clean in place is you're able to mark your ball anywhere on the course, clean it off, and then put it back, closest to that mark as possible. And then you can play it from there. So everyone will have a really good lie, pretty much.
Yeah.
Obviously, if you're behind a tree, you're screwed, but you can't move the ball, from behind the tree to a better spot. But again,
You're referring to like you hit a big drive, it goes right down the center of the fairway, digs in a little bit, leaves some dirt on there. You can mark it, clean the chunk of dirt off, and then play it.
and then place it. You're
Yeah.
able to place it, yeah. And I believe that gives you a really big advantage, obviously, because then it's
Oh, for
basically
sure.
you're teeing it up anywhere that you can, and then also it helps on the fringe. So why would that help? So you can lift clean in place on the fringe, and you can actually line up your ball to the
Correct.
hole. So that is a huge advantage as well. So
Yeah, no, you nail on the head on that one. I mean, what makes the fringe different than the fairway? I mean, if there's an impediment that's on your ball that's going to change the trajectory, the flight, so forth, whatever, why can't you do it all year?
well, that's just the rules of that course at that time. So if the thing is, it's either lift clean in place due to the conditions of the course, like it's flooded and there's lots of balls getting caked with mud, or they can cancel it and then move it to a later date. And the PGA Championship is one of those where they'd rather have lift clean in place and have golf resume, especially if the weather is going to clear up for like that Saturday and Sunday. They'd rather have the lift clean in place than to cancel the tournament.
But I guess my question, maybe I didn't word it correctly, is why can't you do it all the time? Say you're playing a course that has a few low area holes where it's a lot wetter because of weather conditions. It might be dry out that day. If you're hitting your ball downhill, if there's an impediment on the ball or an obstruction, why can't you do it? I mean,
Well,
that should just be a rule across the board.
that's just for amateurs. The tournament, they'll never have that. It's a local rule too. Like if you're playing in a tournament and they'll
Right.
probably not have that rule though.
But I get that. But I mean,
If you're playing with your buddies, go right ahead, clean it off and play it where it is. But that's not the rule of golf. There is no rule for that. Like as
but
far
why?
as
But I guess my question is, why isn't that? I mean, if you hit a foul ball in baseball and you put a scuff on it, the ball's immediately done, and you get a new one. So
You
I
do that
mean,
for
it could
golf,
be
too.
right, but if it's changing the trajectory of the ball, why can't you do it?
It's just the rules of golf.
So
You're
so
screwed. You're
there's
screwed.
no. So what you're saying is there's no rhyme or reason, and that's just the rules of golf, and deal with it.
You can get an advantage. It's just like if your ball goes into a divot, okay, you don't get free relief from it, which is the dumbest rule of all times, in my opinion. But the reason why they haven't changed it is because any person could probably have an argument saying, hey, there's a divot here. I get, free, drop, from that place, even though there probably wasn't a divot, same
Yeah,
with the ball. It looks like the ball has a little speck of dirt on it. I have to clean it and place it exactly where I want it. And
I
so
suppose then it kind of goes into then you got to get a rule guy over for every shot saying, hey, but
yep.
I mean, like we've all seen it, when you hit your ball, you go to it low area, you walk up to it, and there's a big old chunk of dirt on it. I guess where do you start? Where do you stop? I guess that's
For me, I play again winter rules until like middle of April, when it's more it's more dry, because it's again, Wisconsin springs are just muddy, wet holes everywhere, so your ball is going to get just caked with mud. I mean, there's a lot of courses around the area that are low, and then people know that, hey, it's a low course, so low elevation. So when it rains, usually you don't want to play it the following day. Usually you want to give it like a day or two, and then it'll drain. It'll be fine, perfectly fine. There's a couple of courses around here where we tend to stay away until it dries out a little bit, and then we go play it. I mean, you're going to have water issues, especially on a big rainstorm. So
yeah, no, I was just gonna say, I'm sure that you've got a couple courses that if it rains all day on Friday, there's not a chance in hell you're playing there on Saturday.
No, for sure. Or
And
it would be kind of just a muddy hole. Okay, so PGA Championship, who do you got?
I told you Novak.
Okay, so Novak. All right, so who am I going to pick? I've been hemming and hawing against Scheffler and Justin Thomas. Geez, I don't know. Rory. God, there's a couple of guys that are like, maybe. You know what? I'm going to go with Rory McIlroy. I'm going to go with him.
Homer.
So, as you guys know, do not pick Novak or Rory McIlroy to win the PGA Championship.
We should start picking guys we don't want to win.
We don't. Well, I don't want Phil Mickelson to win. There you go.
Okay, I'm taking Phil. And I'll take Phil and that red bastard to win.
I don't know. I don't think he's got it anymore. I mean, Phil's a good player and stuff, but I just that last tournament that I saw him play in, the Masters, he wasn't that hot, man.
All right, you know who I'm going to take that will not win?
Okay, yeah, what?
Tiger.
Yeah, of course.
that is a 100% safe bet.
Watch him. He comes back and wins. You see him just hobbling around, just dragging his foot, like his Achilles just snapped off. Okay. So
too funny. So one thing I wanted to point out was Tom and I got on NASCAR last week, and I made a comment about how my dad was going to hear this and listen to it, and he was just going to laugh about it. When my dad watched the last episode, he texted me and he goes, "Stick to golf, stay away from NASCAR." And I couldn't help but laugh. And I was just like, I knew you were going to say that. And I just died laughing. It was so funny. Yeah, stay away from NASCAR.
Dude,
stick with golf.
They have the same colors. They have the same colors.
I know. It was just funny. It was just funny that I told you my dad is going to see this. He's going to laugh about it. And the text that I got from him was just, it was classic.
I know Jeff Gordon had the blue, red, and orange car. So I was like, oh, it has to be tied. And I totally forgot about DuPont.
Come on, Gordon was the Rainbow Warrior, but again, we can't go against my dad's wishes.
Yeah, I know.
Off of NASCAR, but I just had to bring it up. It was just funny to get the text message right after he watched it that saying "Stay away from NASCAR, stick to golf." It was was too funny.
Don't worry, I will definitely stay away from NASCAR.
All right, Dad. Thanks for listening. And down in Indiana, we appreciate the feedback and everything, and we'll stay away from NASCAR.
Yep. So let's go, Rory. Let's go, Rory.
Let's go, Novak.
Yep. Well, someone's got to win, right?
Well, somebody's gonna win.
All right, guys. See you next episode.
All right, everybody. Thanks for watching and listening and subscribing. Tom's got the details of all the good stuff on how to subscribe.
Wow. Awesome. All right. Bye.
And don't forget about our golf outing, June 29th, Washington County.
Woo!